Welcome into the BRSN Insider. I'm sitting down with head women's basketball coach Chad Folsom. Coach, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Go back to the first round of the national tournament, 74-72 loss to John Brown. Take us through that one.
Hard-fought game. Both good teams. It was a battle throughout. Both teams were making runs and answering each other. I don't think anybody got more than 6-8 points ahead, but both teams were fighting back throughout the game. And then the last few possessions, last minute and a half, they were able to get an offensive rebound and make a three and change a 2-point game and make it a 1-point lead for them, and that was kind of the difference. But like I said, it was a hard-fought game, and I thought both teams played well, and both teams really shot well, which in a national tournament is sometimes hard to do with that different background. But I thought both teams really shot the ball well, and both of us are known for shooting the ball well. So I thought it was definitely a good game.
25-9 overall, 22-4 in conference. What were your thoughts overall on the entire season?
We had a great year. I mean, Christmas time we're sitting at 7-5, and we're trying to figure out our rotation and dealing with some injuries that we had. And I think some people might have written us off at that point, but it was pretty awesome to see how our team came together and really, played as a unit, played as a family, as we say out there on the court, and. Finished the second semester 18-4, and finished second in the conference, which is better than we did last year in the regular season, and then of course made it on to the championship of the conference tournament, which was better than what we did last year as well. So, this team accomplished a lot of things and really had to overcome a lot of adversity to do it. So it's a real testament to who they are as players and as people.
You have such a solid year, and you get bounced in the first round. How difficult is that to swallow?
It's tough. Definitely tough. I mean, that's the one thing about the national tournament is that one team leaves happy, the rest of us all leave on a loss. So you definitely don't want to lose your first game. But I think the tournament this year was full of good teams, and one rebound here, one free throw there, one whatever in the game that was that close could have made a difference. But you definitely can't fault our effort and the fact that they fought for 40 minutes like they did all year was great to see.
Just came out a little bit earlier today. Kristen Murphy, second team All-American. Talk about what she's done on the floor this year.
That's pretty awesome. A junior for us, and really stepped into that role that Shayla Rutledge had for us last year. Shayla was our scorer last year, and this year we're counting on Kristen to do it, and she really jumped into that role really well for us, and could score in the post, could score on the dribble, could score by shooting threes. Kind of did it all for us, and I think was one of the tougher players in the conference to guard because of the fact she could score from everywhere. And I think she not only she earned that award as a second team All-American, she also broke our single season scoring record. This year she put up 538 points in one season, which is the most by any other women's basketball player here. So she really put up some big numbers for us, and we really needed her to do that, and it was great to see her step into that role for us. And we're excited that we have her back next year too. So
22-4 in conference is the first time you've played 26 conference games in the Heart of America Athletic Conference. It's a lot of conference games. What adjustments do you need to make maybe for next year and dealing with it a little more since you've experienced it now?
It was definitely a long year. You start playing conference in the second week of November, so those games seem like a year ago, and then there's a lot of travel this year. We added with all these teams that are a little farther away, so everybody had to deal with more travel and more games, and but I thought our team really did well, in that situation, and I thought 22-4 might win the league, when you're playing that many games. But Baker had 2 more wins than we did, and they had a great year. So, but I thought, like I said, it was a long season, but I thought our team really stayed focused. I think we looked back, we had 6 losses by 4 points or less, so those are close games. We wish you'd come out on top of, but I thought, like I said, I thought our team fought and played hard every game they played all year, which is all you can ask.
As we move forward now, getting ready to head into April, what's the off-season look like for you guys?
Well, we're definitely taking time off. We've been at it since September 1 with conditioning and lifting, and so it's good to have a break. So we're having a couple weeks of doing nothing, and focusing on studies and getting back in the groove since we lost a week last week being gone in Montana. I think we'll get back in the weight room. That's important. We get back into lifting, get strong, and build that up for the next season. And just getting in the gym and shooting and playing pickup. And we'll be bringing in recruits over the next few weeks too, so that they can get in the gym and play pickup with us too.
You talk about recruits. I know it's early. Expectations for next year already. You're bringing back a lot of key pieces.
Yep, it's true. Along with Kristen, we're bringing back Serena Parker, who was our second lead scorer. She was also first-team all-conference performer, so in the post. So we're definitely counting on her. And we got some gals come back from injuries as well. So we've got Loranda Thomas and Jordan Closter. They're recovering from knee injuries, so we're counting on them to get back into it. And I think we brought in a good group. Already we've signed 4 players for next year, and we're looking at probably one more. But I think we've got some good pieces coming in. We do have some big shoes to fill with Allie and Haley graduating, but we're definitely, I think the team's looking forward to having another good year next year.
Well, Coach, thank you very much. Fantastic year this year. Congratulations on the 25-9, tough loss in the first round, but still a very, very tremendous year.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate you coming in here with us. Chad Folsom, head women's basketball coach at Benedictine College on the BRSN Insider.
Benedictine College is a chosen place with a special mission. Chosen to lead students in the classroom and outside it. Chosen to bring students closer to God and to each other. Chosen to build one of the great Catholic colleges in America.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Build character for life at championsofcharacter.org.
Welcome back into the BRSN Insider. I'm sitting down with Benedictine College men's basketball coach Ryan Moody. Coach, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
First round in the NAIA National Tournament, an 85-56 loss to the Masters. Talk a little bit about that one.
Yeah, I mean, we're super excited on the year we had and the chance to get the opportunity to play again in the national tournament. It's our third time in 4 years. Clearly, with a score like that, it didn't go the way we anticipated it going. I think we were down 3 at half. Played a great first 20 minutes, and then there was a separation there of about 10 or 11 minutes where we didn't play very well and they played very well. We really struggled to defend the three-point line against them. They did a great job of spacing the floor, and we just didn't make shots. We were 19 of 62 for the game, and when you only make 19 field goals at that level, when you're with the last 32 teams standing, it's going to be tough to win. And the disappointing part, I think for all of us, was that we struggled a little bit more than we anticipated defending them. I mean, we thought we could slow them down a little bit. They were very talented. Spread the floor on us good, knocked down shots, and then when you combine that with us putting so much pressure on the defense because we didn't score, they weren't taking out of the net much. They were taking misses and running down the floor, and we fouled them. I think they got to the line 23 times to our 13 or 14. Just wasn't our night, and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's tough to stomach, whatever the cliches are, when you lose your last game like that. But I'm proud of our guys. We fought all year long, and the experience and the chance to be there is something that those guys will remember. It's a fun environment, and we wish we'd hung around longer and had a better outing, but we're not gonna. We talked about it right after the game. We're going to flush it. We're going to remember the year as a whole and not that one snapshot. And especially for those seniors, I don't want that to be the thing they remember as their career, that defining moment where we got beat pretty good in the national tournament. So what a wonderful crowd, though. I mean, the crowd was great. Our fans come out and support students, people from town, alumni from the area. Just an awesome environment. So I want to say thank you to everybody for that.
20-win season. What were your thoughts overall?
I thought this was a great, I've said it from the very beginning, I really enjoyed coaching this group. They're fun to coach. They made it a joy every day in practice. We competed. And you do a lot of evaluation when you lose the last game and you start looking back. We lost 5 of our last 6, and that's something I got to look at as the head coach. And did we coach them right down the stretch? Did we condition enough? Did we condition too much? There's a lot of things that go into that. You don't do it right now because it's a little too fresh. You wait a little bit, but over the course of this year, I thought these guys were great. 10 wins in a row. We battled through some injuries to some key players throughout the year. We had younger guys step up and make plays in big games that I think is going to give us experience moving forward. We're going to miss those 6 seniors, and they're huge. I mean, 3 of those guys have been here 5 years. Eustace has been here 4. Of course, CJ and Andre came in a little bit, shorter time period, but seniors still, and those guys have had a huge impact, and especially on this year, and we're going to miss them. But I think the groundwork has been laid again, and you've heard me say this. We want them to leave it better than they got it, and I think that this senior crew clearly did that, and I'm proud of their efforts as a whole with those 6 guys.
You touched on Dre, just announced today, second-team All-American, Andre Yates.
Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, that's a credit to Dre. He's a special player, both ends. When he's healthy, he's about as good as they get, and we've really enjoyed coaching him and having him in the program. It's a tough situation, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that get this. There's a lot of people that don't. For a 1-year transfer to come into a program and fit in and get along with the guys and not have ego. He came in very humble, wanted to fit in with everybody else, and did a great job of that. You know, he shared the ball, he defended, he didn't just take shots, and he could do that. He's very gifted, clearly. But he did a great job of ingratiating himself into our program, and I thought that's a huge credit to his character. Special player. I think it's our first All-American that's made one of the first 1, 2, or 3 teams since I've been the head coach. We've had a couple of honorable mention guys, which is a huge honor in itself. But to be, one of those top 20 or whatever players it is in the country, that's a huge honor, and I'm very proud of him. I know I'm not sure he even knows yet, but it's a pretty cool deal.
What's your off season look like now? It's moving to April.
Well, we take a couple weeks off. Every year we take about 2 weeks off. That's for everybody. Coaches have to get out recruiting. We have to be doing some different things to just recharge the battery from head coach down to player. Our assistants need it. Everybody needs it. So we'll start back up April 3rd, next week from now, I guess, or a week and a half. We get right back into the routine. We use the word routine a lot. We're going to get in the weight room 3 times a week. We're going to play a couple times a week. We're going to get into individual workouts 2 or 3 times a week, and really get back on the floor and get used to doing what we do to get better. I'm excited. We'll have 12 guys coming back. They're all very talented and hungry. That's a good word to use with this group. We're clearly going to have to add some other pieces, but we like what we have, and now it's just about moving on and turning the page and starting to get ready for that next campaign.
26 conference games this year, a little different, a lot of conference games. What do you think adjustments to be made?
I liked it. We finished second, right? So it worked out in our favor. I didn't mind it. It takes the pressure off of scheduling a little bit from an administrative side. You're playing everybody. You find out exactly how good the league is, and you find out you truly do get a true champion. I know that word gets thrown around in a few leagues at the BCS level, the true champion. It's hard. It's a grueling process, and maybe that's what caught up to us, that last 5 to 6 games or whatever it was. I don't mind it. Now, it's changing. We're going to go into divisions next year. We'll be in the South. There'll be a North and a South, so we'll play everybody in the South twice, home and home. And we'll play everybody in the North once, and about half of those will be at home and half of those will be on the road. Okay. So it kind of looks like maybe the SEC, they do a schedule like that. I think that that's going to be an interesting dynamic too. You're only going to play a William Penn once. They won the league back-to-back years. You're going to play Graceland once, but you're going to get your traditional Hart schools, Mid-America, Evangels, Central, Culver, Missouri Valley and Avila and Baker twice. So I'm looking forward to it, something different. We're going to get, the best part of that, Casey, is we're going to probably be able to get some non-conference games outside of our region. That's important to get in rankings and to just kind of see where you're at nationally, right? To play other teams from good leagues. And we didn't get that opportunity this year with only 4. You couldn't go really play 4 big boys and then walk into your league with 26 games. So I'm hoping we can get a couple of pretty good games on our schedule outside of conference and challenge ourselves that way.
How important is it to get, quote-unquote, those big boys on your schedule, not only to give your team a look at them, but also the Raiders to get in the top 25?
Yeah, it's important, and it's important for our league that our league goes and plays other good Division I leagues. You can't just try to schedule guarantee games or only home games against teams that maybe are in Division II, which are tough games anyways. But there's teams in our league that have played all kinds of games. We've really tried to schedule up as much as we can. We played Oklahoma Baptist several times. We went to Campbellsville and they were number 1 in the country. We want that challenge, and like you said, I think it's really good for the league. It's really good for us in the ratings. It's good to get out there. You know, if you lose, it's never really a good loss, but it can be a quality loss.
Right.
If you win, it's clearly good to win on someone else's floor. But for the players, I think our guys in our program find out where we're at. Right? Like here's where these top 20 programs are at. I consider us one of those. I mean, we've been clearly in the top 25 consistently over the last few years. And we need to continue to challenge ourselves and play those guys. And if we take a step backwards, you take a step backwards. But we've got a young team next year, and I think that the experience from playing a competitive schedule is really going to help moving forward.
A little bit of a quirky question for you.
Sure, I like quirk.
Didn't wear a tie all year. Any reason behind that?
You know, I just got tired of it. It gets hot. You know, I wanted a little bit more. I was hoping that would maybe take me down a notch, like a little bit more laid back, and I wouldn't feel so constricted. I'm not sure that worked. In fact, my wife even said that maybe it didn't work. But no, it gets warm, and I'm a basketball coach. You know, I'm not a banker. I'm out there trying to help our guys, and I just wanted to give something different. It's a good question because once I did it one time, I think we started on the road against Friends, and I did not wear one on the road, and we won. And I think I just at that point said, you know what, I'm not going to do it the rest of the year and see how it goes. So I would expect to see tieless again next year.
Awesome. Coach, thank you very much for
thanks
joining
for covering
us
us this year. Appreciate it.
Fantastic year. Tough way to end it, but it's still a fantastic year.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in with
I
us.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Ryan Moody, head basketball coach here at Benedictine College on the BRSN Insider.
Benedictine College is a chosen place with a special mission. Chosen to lead students in the classroom and outside it. Chosen to bring students closer to God and to each other. Chosen to build one of the great Catholic colleges in America.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Build character for life at championsofcharacter.org.
Welcome back to the BRSN Insider. Abbreviated version this week as we wanted to wrap up both the men's and women's basketball team and their outstanding performances in the NAIA National Tournament and throughout this year in the Heart of America Athletic Conference. Not able to get some of the spring coaches in. Obviously, they're in full spring. Pretty cool moment, though, for Benedictine College and the Benedictine Raven Sports Network. This last Tuesday for the Benedictine Raven baseball team, walk-on freshman from Branchville, New Jersey, Benjamin Costello, made the Sports Center top 10 plays at number 9 for his backhand behind-the-back snag for the second out of the top of the second inning. And if you haven't seen it, take a look right now. And it brings up the designated hitter, number 22, Mel Robles. Defensive change for Benedictine. Bryson Lynn, number 44, now playing right field, replacing Michael Cruz. Robles bounces that one up the middle. Costello from behind his back to first base for the second out of the inning. Look what I found. Happy birthday, glove save, Mr. Benjamin Costello. Second out of the inning. And there you have it. A fantastic play by Costello. A very cool moment, especially for Benedictine College to be recognized by ESPN. We had sports information